Hey, what's the story? Yours truly, Philbo here, and welcome back to the Philbo Show for another episode of Mosh Tales by Philbo. Philbo's Mosh Tales. Philbo's Tales. Basically stories from yours truly, gig-wise, concert-wise, festival-wise, all that type of good shit. Basically, show stories for fun, for laughs, for kicks. So, if you like this story and you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Smash the shit out of that hype button so you can send it way off out into the fucking stratosphere. Maybe there's some metalheads out there who have similar stories with concerts with this particular one. I doubt there's another person on fucking earth that this has happened to, but you never know. The world is a big, wide, wonderful place. So be sure to comment below. This story is simply entitled SlipkNOT. Okay? So let me paint a picture for you. I have been to see SlipkNOT 4 times. I'm going to go 4 for the moment, right? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 times, right? I've been to see SlipkNOT 4 times. Little background on SlipkNOT. Starting off on my rock and metal journey, I was a big into grunge, big into Pearl Jam, big into Alice in Chains, still into Alice in Chains. And you know, over in Ireland you have that indie scene. In the UK you had Stereophonics from Wales, you had the Manic Street Preachers from Wales, you had Ash from Northern Ireland, so all that kind of thing. But when it came to 1999 and Slipknot's debut album, SlipkNOT dropped like a sack of heavy ass shit. When I first saw that album cover of the 9 members, the masks, and once that intro stopped and sick, you know the one. The whole thing I think is sick. We were just completely blown away. It just reminded the world again what fucking heavy music is. Heavy, aggressive music, and SlipkNOT was a movement from the moment it was conceived. So, brings me to the first part, right? I've seen SlipkNOT 4 times, but I haven't actually seen them at all. Think about that for a second. That doesn't make sense, Philbo. How can you see someone 4 times and not see them? Right? Well, I'm going to tell you. First time, right, brings us back to the year of 1999. Slipknot's album had dropped and it fucking blew up. Everybody and their mother was fucking out of their minds, this band. They're beating each other on stage. They're fucking pissing on each other on stage. They're setting fire to each other on stage. They fucking 3 drummers, 2 percussionists, 1 drummer. Joey Jordison's drums are melting everybody's faces. Jim Root, Mick Thompson on guitars, Paul Gray on bass, fucking Sid. They have a DJ. They have Craig on fucking keyboards and sampling, and they've Corey fucking Taylor as the singer. This band surfacing, fuck it all, fuck this world. It makes your skull vibrate when you hear that song. Wait and Bleed, fucking sick. Eyeless, Liberate, my personal favourite song off Slipknot's debut album. Be sure to drop a comment below and tell me your favourite song off Slipknot's self-titled album. It'd be very interesting to see people's takes on that. Liberate is up. Liberate my madness when I also liberate. Class. Eyeless. Oh god, stop. What a debut album, right? So, Slipknot capitalised on their massive success immediately and announced big arena fucking tours. And lo and behold, Dublin, the Point Depot, presents SlipkNOT touring their debut album, and we lost our fucking minds. In particular, to shout out to an old school brother of mine. Haven't seen him in a dog's age. If he comes across this video one day, fucking reach out. Dan O'Murphy, a Talon native. Me and him were fucking chomping at the bit for this gig. And we got our tickets almost fucking immediately, right? So, the concert's rolling around. And the excitement was palpable. We knew that this mosh, this everything, I mean, Dave, Damo, everybody was completely in from Jump Street. This was gonna be absolutely sick. Like sick. And the Parents Association of Ireland got involved. And that basically means all the fucking Karens of the world decided that SlipkNOT is not appropriate for the youth of Ireland. They're violent, they're unhinged, the music is too aggressive, they're gonna warp our kids' minds. Of course, it was around the 1999 time. Marilyn Manson was getting a hard time over the fucking Columbine massacre. Music was getting blamed for everything because the world wanted to take its focus off the fucking parents who just ignore the fact that their children are buying guns and ignore the fact that they're fucking downloading and googling mass shootings and how to fucking load a fucking M16. They put it on Marilyn Manson, they put it on Ozzy Osbourne back in the day with fucking Suicide Solution, saying that it had subliminal messaging in the fucking thing. But I digress. This was another classic example of this. The Parents Association of Ireland stepped in and said no. And guess what? The fucking gig got cancelled. Not happening. Our parents don't want it. That means you aren't getting it, young people, young metalheads of Ireland who just want to experience some fucking bone-crunching metal. And seeing SlipkNOT in their prime with the original 9 members, of course Joey Jordison's gone now, Paul Gray, Craig isn't with them anymore. They've whole new setup now, more or less. But seeing them in their prime in 1999 touring their debut album would have been an absolute mind blow. So me and Dano absolutely lost our fucking minds. We just couldn't believe that this would have to be cancelled. I'm as a young 14, as a young kid, that kind of upset, you don't forget it, right? And we kicked down a bus stop, a bus shelter, down on just near Dano's Road, like a covered, not just a pole with a fucking circle on top, a whole shelter, just fucking drop kicked the shit out of it in fucking anger. And that was it. It was over. It wasn't getting rescheduled. It wasn't getting redone. Nothing. So that was my first attempt of seeing SlipkNOT. That did not come to pass. Stay tuned. It gets worse. My next attempt to see SlipkNOT came in the year of 2003 when Metallica, who we are checking out on Friday the 19th, with Pantera in the Tree Arena. No, it's the Viva Stadium. Duh. Can't wait. Gonna be unreal. But Metallica were doing the Madly in Anger with the World Tour. Yeah, stupid fucking name. That's because they were promoting the Saint Anger album and they were doing the RDS Arena in Dublin, the Royal Dublin Society, a great big outdoor venue, and they were brought SlipkNOT and they brought The Darkness. The Darkness were amazing. We enjoyed it. Get your hands off of my woman, motherfucker. Incredible. Love The Darkness. Big shout out to The Darkness. Then SlipkNOT were on next. And we were ready. We are fucking still licking our wounds from that cancellation in 99. We are ready to see SlipkNOT. And they were touring the Subliminal Verses, Volume 3. Duality. All that incredible album. Again, with the full lineup still intact. So, yours truly gets the mosh going, and those fucking in a circle, ready to go. The ground was all muddy and sloppy and things, so we start fucking throwing muck in the air and getting everybody ready and clearing the pit and all. And just as they were starting with Sick, I was grabbed by each shoulder, each leg, and one person holding the sides of my fucking head like this, and I was carried over the fucking barrier of the pit. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, you're throwing muck. I'm like, everybody's throwing muck. Everybody's fucking throwing mud everywhere. Why are you taking me out? Now, I had created a little bit of a fucking reputation for myself between 1999 and 2003 with pits and Slayer gigs, and fucking pitting was a big fucking thing at the time, and yours truly partaked on the regular. It's like they knew me. It's like they were waiting for me. It's like that fucking, like a ninja attack. They fucking grabbed me from each arm, each leg, and carried, this arena was fucking 25,000, maybe 30. And they carried me out of the pit area. And out of the back standing area and fucked me into the kind of fucking hot dog area, the kind of back stand. And they said, "You're out for the day." And I was like, give me a fucking break, man. I'm out for SlipkNOT and Metallica. Fuck you. I was fucking raging. I was like, let me back. What the fuck? No. Out. Everyone was throwing muck. Everybody was throwing their weight around because SlipkNOT were about to fucking start. I mean, what do you want? But no. Philbo was denied again seeing SlipkNOT. And Metallica as well. I think this story could nearly almost go for Metallica as well. But I did actually see Metallica once after going to see them 3 times. That's another story for another day. But yeah, my second attempt to SlipkNOT. Had to stand, sit out in the fucking the hot dog area. And none of the lads came out to me. No, I tell a lie, Goonie came out to me. Big shout out to Goonie. He was the only one who came out of the pit and hung out with me. The rest of them just spent the rest of their gig in the pit. SlipkNOT, Metallica, having a fucking great time, and yours truly, Philbo, was taken out. So that was attempt 2 of seeing SlipkNOT. The scars are starting to run very deep at this point. I'm starting to wonder, what have I done to deserve this? Why can't I see SlipkNOT? But if you think that's bad, I haven't even scratched the fucking surface. Fast forward ever so slightly again to Cardiff, Wales, 2005, 2 years after the Metallica SlipkNOT incident. We booked tickets for the Unholy Alliance, right? SlipkNOT, Slayer, Hatebreed, Mastodon. Don't like Mastodon. Seen Mastodon I've seen Mastodon 5 times, and you know what? I've watched them 5 times. Yeah. Still don't like them. Can't stand Mastodon. Like, I never understand the appeal in the mid-2000s of that fucking band. Can't stand them. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think of Mastodon. I can't be the only one. Can't stand them. Absolutely fucking muck. So, the lads, of course, the lads were delighted about Mastodon. They loved Lamb of God and Mastodon. I couldn't stand either of them. But Hatebreed, Slayer, then SlipkNOT. I mean, what a trio. I mean, it's gonna be full on. We all arrived, 6-7 lads arrived in Cardiff, drinking litre cans of beer, getting up to our neck in fucking sauce, and getting in there, and we gave Hatebreed everything we fucking had. Incredible. They were touring the Rise of Brutality, Perseverance, all the great mid-2000 albums, and then Slayer came on touring, still touring God Hates Us All. Jeff Hanneman, Slayer, absolutely fucking ripped. We bashed, we mashed. The Wales crowd were absolutely fucking insane, and they were so fucking happy to see us, man. The Welsh and the Irish are just like fucking peas in a pod, man. Just they absolutely delighted. They absolutely, trust me, we made our presence known. We let fucking Cardiff know that Dublin is in the fucking hizoo. So Slayer, Hatebreed, absolutely killed. I mean, so during Slayer in that Cardiff International Arena, it was like the place was on fucking fire. It was like we entered hell for 90 minutes. There was fucking flares going off. I could have sworn there was a fucking fire near the front of the stage during it. There was smoke everywhere. It was insane. Brilliant. SlipkNOT were headlining above Slayer. Me personally, I wish Slayer were headlining, but it is what it is. So after Hatebreed and Slayer, we were absolutely fucking spent. Nose busted, fucking arms, back, everything. And I had fucking slipped and fucking cracked my back off the fucking front barrier during Slayer. I was being picked up, fucking crowd surfing through the thing, fell down, cracked my back off the thing, and was I think that's why my back still hurts to this day. So I walked it off, nice and drunk, mellowed the pain to a certain extent. Went outside and sat down to take a load off because it had been a long bastard day. We had been there since 9 o'clock that morning, and now it was 9 o'clock that night, and we were up to our neck in booze, like absolutely annihilated from the mosh. Had an incredible day. One of the best days we ever had together. Cardiff never forgot us after that day. But trying to get up off the ground after having a a chill after Slayer. My back just completely and utterly gone. Absolutely gone. I was convinced I was gonna have to get fucking stretchered out there or a fucking wheelchair or something. My back was fucked. I completely wrecked it on the barrier. And lo and behold, I couldn't physically move to get back into the arena to look at fucking SlipkNOT. Oh my god. I couldn't. So I had the hotel, right? The hotel was fucking, there's the hotel and there's the fucking arena. They're literally just across the road from each other. So I fucking hobbled my way across the road and made my way up, and I had to just, I said, one of the lads came out going, "You alright?" And I go, "No, I'm fucking out, man, I'm fucking out," and I was bleeding and all. And he's like, "You alright?" So, "No, the back is fucking, he's like, "I saw you, man, that looked like it hurt." I was like, "Yes, it did hurt." But anyway, had to hobble across the road and never got to see SlipkNOT. So that's now my third attempt of trying to see fucking SlipkNOT. This is becoming a fucking joke at this stage. Like, whether it's an injury, whether it's being fucking targeted, or whether it's fucking Parents Association trying to take it away from me. This wasn't fucking funny anymore. But I took it on the chin. Essentially, we were there to see Slayer. That was our main objective, and that was mission complete. But it doesn't finish there. I remember climbing up the stairs to the fucking plane the next day like a fucking, I was like a geriatric. I could barely get up the stairs into the plane. I was so, the mosh was, anybody, shout out to Wales, by the way. Shout out to Cardiff. If anyone remembers that unholy alliance in 2005 in the Cardiff International, SlipkNOT, Slayer, Hatebreed, Mastodon, tell me that wasn't one of the most insane, sick, crazy fucking shows you've ever seen. Because all of us were fucked up. I just got the little extra brunt. You know, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. But that's 3 times now attempting to see Slayer, and no fucking dice. But let's save the best attempt of seeing SlipkNOT, or attempting to see SlipkNOT, for last, shall we? Buckle fucking in. So yours truly, Philbo, said to himself, "I'll give this one more college try." SlipkNOT announced a gig at the 3 Arena Dublin, and they were playing with Korn. I'd never seen Korn before, thought it would be great, and I said no. My wife, everybody said, "Phil, don't go to SlipkNOT." And I said no, done. That ship has sailed. SlipkNOT is completely out of my system. I just have to accept that I'll never see that band in my life. It's fine, it's cool. Massive Slayer fan. Seen them 10 times at this point. Massive Crowbar fan. Love New Orleans. I Hate God. Down. All that great stuff. Had filled my gig quota without issue. Absolutely delighted. But we had just moved from one side of Dublin to the complete other side of Dublin. And it was a bit of a transitional period in our lives. We were new parents, and everything was very new and everything was very different. And I said, you know what? I'm after coming into a bit of cash here in January, and I got a ticket at the 11th hour, literally just a couple of fucking days before the gig actually happened. I managed to snag a fucking standing ticket. So I said, you know what? I'll go in. Now, I was only new in North Dublin. I wasn't sure of the trains. I wasn't sure of the buses. I wasn't even sure of the fucking way to get to my new house. I was only in there like a couple of weeks, and I went to this gig, and I was used to getting from city centre to South Dublin, Tala. 30 years I lived there. I could have got from the city centre to Tala with my fucking eyes closed with a little wooden stick in front of me just to make sure I don't poke any old ladies. But as far as me getting north side now to the complete other side of the county is uncharted territories. That little bit of information, foreshadowing, that little bit of the story will come in handy later on. So Phil gets his ticket for SlipkNOT and Korn. 3 Arena. How hard? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? My wife was backing me. Had a few quid. Phil, enjoy. It's been a crazy Christmas and a crazy few weeks. Just go and finally see SlipkNOT and just enjoy. Just enjoy. In and out. Bing bang. How hard can it be? Philbo goes in, and he had a good couple of quid, which was unusual at the time. So went in, had a few beers, and got in early, had a few beers in a place called Gypsy Rose. I think it's called Riot now. Great bar, pints, €5 pints, probably the cheapest pint in Dublin. So fucking knocking back a few of them. Absolutely loving life, loving the break, you know, from the fucking moving house and Christmas and everything else that's going on. It was just a fucking dodgy time, guys, right? I don't need to get into it. But a few pints in town, I thought to myself, do you know what? Get yourself something to eat, Phil. You always have to get yourself something to eat because it's important. If you're drinking beer, you need to eat food, soak it up. It's just sensible. It's just sensible drinking. Drink sensibly, everybody out there. Drink sensibly and learn from the story I'm about to tell you. So I said to myself, I'll go across the road because the tram is on Abbey Street in Dublin, and that'll bring me straight down to the Tree Arena. Happy days, no problemo. So I said, I love this fucking bar on the corner, right, called the Central, and they do an all-day fry-up, an all-day breakfast for €10. 2 eggs, 3 sausages, 2 bacon, hash brown. It is the stuff of fucking legends. I've had it about 100 times. I could always have the €10 all day breakfast before I meet up with the lads for the academy, before I meet up with the lads for Whelan's, before I meet up with the lads for Opium, Olympia, any venue. All day breakfast before I go in. Fucking easy peasy, done and breezy, right? So I went in here for the all day breakfast and the place was fucking jammed because it was just after Christmas and just after New Year and town was still super duper busy. So I managed to find a table. I usually just sat at the bar, munched the breakfast and then fuck off. But I had to sit at a table, a 2-person table, which was fine. And there was this couple beside me, right? Just dodgy fucks. That's the only way I can put it. And I was wearing a t-shirt, right? And just for the sake of fucking YouTube, it was from a band called Dying. The second word starts with F. They're a death metal band. Singer shiny bald called Peter Gallagher. Anyway, if you know, you know. I had a DF t-shirt on, right across the top. Awesome t-shirt, killer band. And I'm sitting there waiting. I just about to put in the order for the breakfast, and this fucking asswipe beside me goes to his missus. Do you see what his t-shirt says? I was like, fucking. Obviously, someone's just indulged themselves in fucking grade A heroin. And they've decided to pop in for some fucking breakfast. What? Look what his t-shirt says. Oh my god. And then I'm like, oh fuck me. Here you go. Here. Oh man, here we go. And his missus goes, what? And she looks at me and she goes, what the fuck? What the? Oh man. And then she goes, you fucking sort him out there. You sort him out. He goes, I will. I'm not wearing a fucking t-shirt like that around me. I'm gonna fucking, and he's getting ready to fucking, I don't know whether he's ready to stick a fork in the side of my head or fucking smash a plate over my head or fucking throw a glass at my head. Either way, this fucking dodgy bastard was ready to fucking attack me for absolutely no reason. Didn't look at him, didn't fucking talk to him, didn't even look in his general fucking direction, but he was offended by a fucking name on my t-shirt that nearly caused him to fucking cut. And I said to myself, no. This isn't happening. Not to fucking day. So I did the right thing. I got up and I walked the fuck out. Didn't talk to him, didn't acknowledge him, didn't do anything. I just said, I'm going to remove myself from this situation like a fucking level-headed, smart adult. And just leave the pub and get on the tram down to the Tree Arena to see SlipkNOT and Korn. But the problem was, leaving the pub means I didn't eat. I didn't go somewhere else. I didn't fucking pop into the shop and get a bagel or stop in and get a fucking sandwich. Big, huge, fucking ginormous mistake. Like, unbelievable mistake. You know, I don't do regrets, but fuck me, not getting something to eat at that moment was one of them. But it just shows you, there's no reason for it, right? I had to leave. I was essentially in danger, right? So I said to myself, I've after avoiding that. Happy days. So I ran into the off license, or the liquor store, as you call it, and I got a little nagging Jack Daniels, right, for the tram. You know, just a little tipple. It's only a 20-minute journey, but I was meant to have a couple of beers in the boozer, but they fucked that up for me. So I said, I'll get a little nagging for the tram. No big deal. Now, I hadn't quite anticipated how many pints I had had. I'd had a lot, and I was supposed to eat, and I didn't. So I was talking to a pal on the Lewis, singing SlipkNOT songs, having the crack, singing Korn songs, just really enjoying it, right? Having the crack. So I bumped into an old pal, Owen, shout out to Owen. And that just shows you how it goes. He obviously saw how fucking drunk I was and didn't want any of it, you know what I mean? But I thought, oh, do you want some of me nagging? Do you want a sup of my JD, and we go for it? And he had a little swig of it. So we was coming up to the stop that I was supposed to get off at. And I was like, oh shit, because the security guards everywhere, and you're not allowed to drink in public. I mean, that's just common knowledge. But I knocked back the nagging, down the whole thing in one go. And that proved to be a mistake. So, as I got off the Lewis at the Tree Arena, there was a storm brewing, like a quite literal storm. One of the biggest storms due to hit Dublin, like in about a decade, was coming in at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and was going to go right through the night. And it was batting down the hatches for everybody, but the gig still went ahead and everything was moderately okay, right? So I get off the Lewis, and the distance from the Lewis tram to the Tree Arena gig is literally about 100 yards. And I got about 50 yards towards the venue and gone. Bang! Lights out. Blackout. By blackout! Fucking head PE. Blackout. Like, gone. Intermission. Hello, I've left my buddy. I'll see you later. You're going to be on autopilot for a while. Good luck with that. So, I don't even know how long. Maybe 2 hours passed. Bang! I'm back. I'm standing outside the Tree Arena in the fucking blistering rain. Fucking thunderous winds. Like, what the fuck? And I look around me and I'm like, 1 security guard, 2 security guard, 3 security guard, 4 security guard. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing out here? It's fucking raining. I use mental. Oh, gee, I don't... Oh, fuck. What the fuck? And he's like... And I was like, oh, wait, hold on a minute, Phil. Oh, they've brought you out here. Oh, shit. And then I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. What the fuck am I after doing? Did I fucking go into the middle of the picture and SlipkNOT? As like a fucking... I'm finally going to get to see you and just... like fucking batter and ram everybody? Did I fucking jump off the stage? Did I fucking run on the stage? Did I fucking ransack all this thing's going through my head whilst thinking, this is really fucked up weather out here, isn't it? And then I was like, oh man, I'm drunk. And then I was like, okay, Phil, time to get some answers. And I go, mate, what's going on? And he goes, no, everything's okay. And I was like, well, that's fucking reassuring. Not. But why am I out here? And he goes, no, you were just falling around a bit inside, you know, you were... And I go, is everything okay? I didn't upset anybody, did I? And he goes, no, you're just at the back and you were having a pint and you were kind of singing and dancing and you fell over a couple of times and like dropped a couple of pints on yourself. And I just figured you needed to get out. You know, you were just had a bit too much on you. And I was like, well, isn't that fucking great? And I go, was SlipkNOT on when this happened? And he goes, no, Korn had just come on. I'm like, Jesus, Harold Christ. And I go, so I've missed SlipkNOT. And I go, please, mate, you have to let me back in. I'll sit down. They got me a cup of coffee and all. Fucking big respect to them, by the way. Big respect. But I was beyond coffee at this fucking point. And I was beyond coffee at this point. And I was like, can you please let me back in, man? You don't understand my history with this band. I've got to see this band. And he goes, no, I think you've had enough now. So just finish your coffee and head on home, right? And I was like, oh, Jesus. And I was like, head on home? Where the fuck? I was like, I'm not even sure I know where my home is. And he's like, what does that mean? I was like, doesn't, forget it. So I was like, fine, I'll go. So I made my way out into the middle of the fucking storm, right? Just out, I'm gonna make my way home. I'll manage. So I got about fucking 2 yards from the security guards and just 1, 2, face plant down on my face. Face, chin, everything all roughed up and scraped and cut. Nose busted. Got up, I'm like, ugh. Turn back around. I'm fine. And they're like, oh shit. He just fucking went like not even a hand stumble. Not even like this was fucking London Bridge is fucking falling down. And I'm like, and I'll never forget the hit on the ground. I was like, wow. I just fucking planked on the ground. And the wind and the rain and the puddles and the wet. I was like, I don't like this. So, made my way back up to my feet, saw the Lewis in the distance, and I was like, bang! Blackout again. Lights decide to go off again. I had the fucking last drink I had was fucking coffee. It was obviously the fucking couple of big breaths of fucking hurricane wind into me lungs that, and then, oh, you're blackout drunk again. So, next thing I do, completely blacked out. Gone again. So God only knows what happens in the meantime. I mean, that's what's so and then do you know what? I kick back into gear. Bang! The 33 bus driving down some back road in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I was like, where the fuck am I? It's a bus, right? I could figure it was a bus. And I was like, the muck and the blood and the scrapes. And I'm like, so I got from the Tree Arena onto a Lewis full of hundreds of people, all the way uptown on a Lewis, then all the way across town, down again to where the bus stops go to the north side. I was like, good on you, Phil. That's further than I thought you would have got. I literally got to the buses that go north side. And the distance from where that is from the gig, it's pure fate, a pure miracle. I didn't lose my fucking anal virginity on the way up that fucking Lewis, man. Because that Abbey Street and that whole fucking down near the Point and Sheriff Street is a fucking horrifically dodgy area. You know what? Just call a spade a spade. It fucking is. And I managed to, and I got on the bus. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the bus. Great. And I went up to the bus man and held on to the mirror and I go, hey. And he's like, are you alright? And I go, not really, but I'm back from commercial break. And I go, are you going to Balbriggan? And he goes, yeah, of course I am. I go, can you tell me when you're going to be there? So I'd never been on this bus to Balbriggan before. And it's on the fucking, as far on the outskirts of Dublin as fucking possible. So I'm on the bus, an hour passes, and I'm like, oh Jesus, and I looked out the window and I saw swords. I was like, okay, I know that area, that's promising. And my phone had gone dead at this point, so contact was severed with the wifey. So I continued on the bus, but another hour fucking passed. And now I'm looking out the window of the bus and it's just complete jet black countryside. And I was like, this fucking bus driver is fucking with me. I haven't seen a fucking street or a house in fucking 20 minutes. And I go, dude. And still, it's like a thunder fucking storm. The wind is bashing off the windows. The bus is fucking shaking. There's fucking torrential rain. And I literally go, mate, where the and he pulled up his window. Stopped talking to me. And I was like, well, that's fucking rude. Remind me to write a strongly worded letter to the bus factory. Prick. So I went back and sat down. I was like, turning around to people going, what the fuck is taking this bus so long? Where are we going? Does it have a stop off in fucking Vietnam before it gets to Balbriggan? Anyway, no one would answer me. I was obviously very, very, I was fucking fucked up. I wouldn't talk to me either. But I said to myself, fuck this. It's fucking coming up to 1:30 in the morning. 1:30 in the morning. I left the gig at 11. I left the gig at 11. No, I left the gig at... No, SlipkNOT hadn't even come on. I left the gig at like 9:30. And it's fucking 1:30 and I'm still not home. And I was like, this isn't fucking right. Bing! Hit the fucking buzzer on the bus and I was like, listen, there's a big Tesco there. Let me off. I'll fucking make my own way. Jesus, bus fucking ridiculous. So I got off the bus. Second biggest mistake of the night. So I got off the bus and there was a Tesco across the road, but there was no signs of life. It was in the middle of a storm and I was on a country road at a bus stop. I had no phone. I had no money. I had no hope. I had less than a zero idea of where the fuck I was. I couldn't see... A car didn't pass for fucking... Cars just didn't pass. So I had no phone, no money, no idea where I was. It's coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm fearing the worst. I'm like, I think this is the day I die. I think I could actually end up dead out here. The temperatures were dropping. The rain was dropping down like fucking... The raindrops were the size of fucking Maltesers. And the hailstones and the wind and I just sat at the inside of the bus stop with my head against the gun. Just wait till morning, Phil. Just stay here until morning and you can grab the first bus at first light. You know, no money to get on it. Just force yourself on it. And I was like, yeah. I'm soaked to the bone. Like so awake now and so with it. Where reality is fucking kicking in. So again, I'm thinking I haven't talked to my wife in fucking 2 hours. It's fucking 2 o'clock now. This is horrific. So I sit at the bus stop and eventually I see in the distance a bus coming towards me. And it had out of service on it. Because why wouldn't it? Fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. Of course, it's a normal bus out of service. And I was like, please, please stop. No. So he starts slowing down, coming towards the bus stop. And I was like, I can only imagine it's my dearly departed father, the one and only Mick Doyle, up in God's arms in heaven, sending down a light. Because my dad was a busman when he was here, and he must have sent a signal down to this driver going, help my son. He is lost and he knows not what he does. Help him. Help him. So a light shone down from the heavens and this busman took pity on me and stopped and opened the door and I was like, thank you. Thank you. And I go, where do you go? And he goes, I'm actually out of service. I'm heading back to the station in Drogheda. And I'm like, Drogheda, do you pass by? Like, I'm literally like fucking having a seizure. I'm so cold. I go, do you pass by Balbriggan? And I was like, do you pass by Balbriggan? And he's like, yes. And I go, I've no money. My phone has gone off. And I left a concert 5.5 hours ago. I just want to see my wife and child. He goes, don't worry, calm down. Have a seat there and I'll drop you off at Balbriggan. And I was like, thank you. I'll never forget you. So he turned up the heat and all on the bus. Big, huge double-decker bus. Turned up the heat on the bus. I got warm. And I was talking to him about my dad. I was saying my dad was a bus driver. And he said, where did he work out of? And he goes, oh, I knew a fella who worked in that garage and all. And lo and behold, he goes, we're in Balbriggan. And again, it was... I still don't know where he picked me up. I think it was Rush. And it was still like nearly another 45 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck? And eventually I got to the church at the top of Balbriggan. And it was still a fucking 30-minute walk to my house. And I said, thank you so much. You have no idea what you've done for me here. and it must be 3:30. It must be 3:30. It must have been. And I walked down the length of my town, half an hour walk, to the final escape to victory. Mud, wet, blood, scrapes, bruises. I mean, you fucking name it. Absolutely. A broken man. A broken man. So I walk, and the weather was getting worse and worse and worse. It was unfucking believable. And I eventually got to the house, and my wife opened the door and opened her loving arms and embraced me and accepted me in. And we put some logs on the fire, got some fire logs going, blazed up the fire, and just sat in front of it. And I was like, and she was just holding me like a little poor baby who's after been getting lost. Oh, God bless my sweet darling wife Natasha. She didn't judge me even for a second. She was just happy I was home. She knew that I'd get there eventually. She just, the bad luck. I mean, it was like a rolling theme at the time. There was a lot of really hard times at the time, and maybe going to the gig at the last minute wasn't the best idea because we're having just a really bad run of luck. But I warmed the front of the fire, and I was like, I'm not going to see SlipkNOT anymore. I swear, I'm never going to go. And I told her the story about the fella wanting to fucking attack me in the pub, and that's why I didn't eat the breakfast. And if I had have ate the breakfast, the nagging wouldn't have happened, and then the blackout wouldn't have happened because I would be full of eggs and sausage and pudding and bacon. Just one little decision just snowballed into an absolute living nightmare. So needless to say, after 4 times attempting to see in SlipkNOT, I think they will be the one band I will never ever get to see. My wife said the only time you're ever going to be allowed to see SlipkNOT, as long as she lives, is if, you know, like one of those little things you put around your kid's arm, like a little, like when they're a baby, you put it around their wrist, like a little colourful thing, and it stops them, and you attach it to your wrist, and it stops them running out onto the road and all. She goes, I'll have to put one of them on you. It would have to be a seating ticket. You'd only be allowed still water, not fizzy, and you'd not be allowed to leave my sight. That is the only way. And I was like, you sure you don't want to put me in a fucking a plastic container, like a fucking Pokemobile, and in case a fucking missile fucking flies at me? And she's like, that's the only way you would see SlipkNOT, if you had like a carer, someone to watch you and make sure nothing horrible happens to you, which makes me laugh so fucking hard. But even then, I wouldn't risk it. So, if you've after listening to me for 42 minutes, God bless your fucking patience. I'd like to think the story is worth staying to the end. So if you've stayed this far in the video, I want you to just write SlipkNOT in the comments. SlipkNOT in the comments. Or a green heart. SlipkNOT in the comments or a green heart to let me know that you've got this far in the video. But that story is as accurate, and there is nothing fabricated in that. That is 4 times I have tried to see SlipkNOT, one of the bands that helped get me into heavy music. That's 4 times seeing them, but not seeing them. I hope you got a kick out of that story, especially the last one. I mean, talk about getting gradually worse. So I've learned my lesson now. No more SlipkNOT for Phil. It's just not meant to be. But let me tell you, roll on Metallica in the Aviva Stadium this coming Friday. Pantera, Knocked Loose, Avatar, Gojira, and then Whiplash on Saturday. The Metallica tribute. Kids show at 3, adult show at 8 in the Grand Social. Get yourselves there on Saturday and check out Whiplash in the Grand Social. Bring your youngsters during the day and bring yourself at night. And then of course you've got Metallica on the Friday and the Sunday. So it's a big Metallica weekender. And Look Who's Talking Metal is also in the Foggy Dew on Saturday in the earlier part of the day. So check it out. I think they're there from 1 to 3 or 2 to 4. Check out on Facebook on that. But it's called Look Who's Talking Metal. And Letty Sharp is the girl running that with another bloke. It's super fun. It's in the Foggy Dew in Temple Bar. Great pub. Going to be tons of fun. It's like a Metallica fueled weekend. And so yeah, thanks for watching. May the sun always shine. And be careful going to see SlipkNOT, because it can be fucking dangerous. Philbo is well and truly out, Bo. Be sure to like, subscribe and hype the video. Thanks for watching.